Round number 3 of the NBL is here, and we have the Sydney Kings at home taking on the New Zealand Breakers, and here are my best bets of the game. The New Zealand Breakers come into this game at 0-3 and are allowing 102 points per game to start the season. The Sydney Kings on the other end of the spectrum though have lost a close game in their first game of the season against the Cairns Taipans 77-74. This game though is an absolute danger game for the New Zealand Breakers, with the Sydney Kings hungry for their first win of the NBL26 season. Star import Kendric Davis in the most recent game finished the game with 21 points and had a career high, get this, 27 field goal attempts. Him for 25 plus in this particular game is an absolute lock, and if you can get the odds at a decent price, lock and load on them ones. Last season, he averaged 25 points per game for the Adelaide 36ers, and with the amount of shots he had in the first game, and also the way this team has been built around him, expect him to have a massive season and rival the averages of last season. On the other hand as well, Matthew Dellavedova has been an absolute force for the Sydney Kings in the off-season, and in game 1 of the season was no different. He finished with 5 assists in a game in which the Sydney Kings couldn't make many shots. He is the focal piece of the offense. Everything runs through Matthew Dellavedova. Him for 8+ assists in this particular game, again, is another huge lock. Dellavedova is coming off an average of 7.3 assists per game last season for Melbourne United, and with big men inside like Xavier Cooks and Tim Suarez, he is going to be feeding them against the New Zealand Breakers bigs. In this particular game though, if we are looking at a margin, I am tipping an absolute whitewash. The Sydney Kings for 11+ is an absolute lock as well. The New Zealand Breakers are losing their games by an average of 17 points to start the season. With a blowout against Melbourne United and a 9-point loss at the hands of the Brisbane Bullets, this team is absolutely struggling to put up points and also stop their opponents from scoring. For Sydney though, this is the perfect game to get their season going, and for the New Zealand Breakers, they are going to walk out of Kudos Bank Arena 0-4. Check out all the best tips and more for the NBL and every single sport around the world at bets.com.au. I'll see you next time.